What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the Champions League Roundup show where we will analyze Liverpool's game against PSV Eindhoven, and we will also analyze the potential opponents of Liverpool, the potential draw that Liverpool could face. The bottom line is Liverpool are the kings of Europe. So far Liverpool finished first in the Champions League phase, the first league phase in the Champions League history, and Liverpool have won it with 7 wins out of 8 games, and this was a dead rubber. Liverpool left almost all of the first team at home, and we still, apart from a crazy 5 minutes at the end of the first half, Liverpool played okay, I think. My main disappointment is some of the first team players like Robertson, Tsimikas, Endo didn't cover themselves in glory, and it was 2 mistakes from Endo and Kwanzaa, who both lost the ball in Liverpool's half, that resulted in PSV Eindhoven turning the game around, because Liverpool were leading 2-1 just before halftime, and we went into halftime 3-2 down, and that was the killer, and Liverpool just didn't have the firepower to turn it around. Gakpo got substituted to a standing ovation in the 51st minute, and I thought the best player of Liverpool was Federico Chiesa. This was the first game where Chiesa played the full 90 minutes, and he is getting up to full fitness. Liverpool were, I think, justified in doing a full pre-season behind the scenes with Chiesa, building his fitness and his endurance up gradually throughout the first few months, and many Liverpool fans were complaining, why haven't we seen Chiesa before? This is why Liverpool wanted Chiesa to play a full 90 minutes when he's ready for it, when his body is ready for it. He got a pretty hard knock on his Achilles before Harvey Elliott actually put the ball in the back of the net, but the referee already whistled for a penalty after a PSV defender took a long touch. Chiesa jumped on the ball, and then the defender, instead of clearing the ball, clears Chiesa out. It looked like an injury, but Chiesa could play on, and Gakpo scored the penalty against his former club, and that's why Gakpo, who is very well remembered among PSV fans, he got a standing ovation because he clapped all around the stadium, the PSV fans. Gakpo scored and he played pretty well, and then he was rested for the majority of the second half. But then Bakayoko scored after a pretty nice fake shot where he sent Robertson and Kwanzaa away with one fake shot. They both slid in, and then Kwanzaa tried to recover and block the shot the second time, but Bakayoko puts it into the top corner. Then Harvey Elliott scored after a brilliant shot by Chiesa, and all of Chiesa's shots are on target or they are very powerful, blocked by the defender. So I really like that Chiesa is very direct and he's not shy of shooting. Luis Diaz could learn a thing or two from Chiesa. Even though Luis Diaz is having a great season, sometimes he takes one too many touches, one too many dribbles with the ball instead of shooting and being more direct. And Chiesa, when he's fully fit and when he's starting a run of games for Liverpool, he will score so many goals because he has a great shot on him, a very powerful and accurate shooting. It reminds me of Cody Gakpo's shooting in a sense that Cody Gakpo's shots are also powerful and mostly on target. You know, Jadon Dance scored the rebound against Accrington Stanley after Chiesa's shot got parried by the goalkeeper, and the same thing happened again. Chiesa's shot is parried by the keeper and Elliott scores the rebound, and at 2-1 up I thought Liverpool just need to see this game out until halftime and then come out in the second half, pop the ball around, you know, take the sting out of the game. But of course PSV Eindhoven had other plans, and Endo lost the ball needlessly in the Liverpool half after getting pressured by 2 PSV defenders, and that's why I think Endo is not a regular starter, because he doesn't have the pace and the physicality sometimes to win these battles in midfield. You know, Gravenberch, McAllister and even Szoboszlai are much stronger and faster and physically just more robust than Endo. So Endo lost the ball, and then the Saibari was slipped in and he scores into the near post, top corner, into the roof of the net, a trademark finish, and at 2-2 Liverpool still were in a good position. But then then Kwanzaa, instead of clearing the ball upfield, he just fluffs his clearance and the ball goes 3 yards away to the nearest PSV player. And then, Pepe is released on the left wing, and so many times Liverpool concede this type of goal that on the left wing, Liverpool's right side, a player goes on and he drills a low hard cross across the box, and Liverpool concede because of it. This time Conor Bradley took a touch on the cross, and some news outlets credited Conor Bradley with the own goal, others gave Pepe the goal. PSV were 3-2 up at halftime. Liverpool created some chances in the second half. Amara Nalo came on. He was one of the youngest debutants in Liverpool's Champions League history. He's just an 18-year-old centre-back. And just 4 minutes after coming on, he got a red card. So it's one of the most unlucky debuts that you can get, and Liverpool deserved at least a draw, because as you can see, even though PSV had more shots and more big chances, Liverpool created the more expected goals. The second half was more even. First half, actually, Liverpool were better, apart from the last 5 minutes where Liverpool just collapsed defensively. And yes, Andy Robertson is not a centre-back, he played as a centre-back, and we played with our C team basically. It wasn't even a B team, because Jadon Dance started, Tyler Morton started, they usually never play. Trainioni came on for Andy Robertson, so at least Robertson got rested, and Jadon Dance wasn't as good as I expected him to be. He failed to hold the ball up many times. Chiesa was the shining light of this game, and James McConnell, who put in such a good performance that now Arne Slot is thinking about keeping him in the Liverpool squad instead of sending him out on loan. But as I said, Robertson didn't have a good game, Kwanzaa didn't have a good game, Conor Bradley didn't have a particularly good game. Basically the whole defense wasn't really up to speed, but this was a completely new defense, a defense that never played before together in this setup, so we shouldn't be too harsh on them. Does this take Liverpool's momentum away? I don't think so, because the majority of the first team didn't play. This was a dead rubber, and all eyes are on the Bournemouth Liverpool game. That's what matters. Gakpo, Chiesa, McConnell and Harvey Elliott were, I think, the standout performers. Chiesa actually gave 2 assists if you count the penalty one as being an assist. So Chiesa got 2 assists, which is really nice. He had 2 shots on target, 3 successful dribbles, 5 ball recoveries, and he won the most duels in the match. 10 out of 17 duels won, and he was everywhere. He was even running, sprinting in the 92nd minute. And now let's look at Cody Gakpo, who is having an absolutely brilliant season. 14 goals now and 5 assists in 33 games, 19 goal contributions. So he's very close to that magical 20 goal contribution mark, and I think that he will be fresh for the Bournemouth game. And now let's look at the Champions League draw, because there were some surprises. I expected Man City to go through, and they beat Bruges, even though if Bruges takes their chances, then they could have knocked Man City out. The biggest surprise is Leipzig-Stuttgart going out. I mean, not before this round, but before the whole Champions League began, I expected at least Leipzig to go through, and Girona, Stuttgart, Bologna and Leipzig going out is a surprise. But teams like Bruges, Benfica, Brest, Celtic, Sporting Lisbon, Monaco, Lille are doing so much better than most people expected them. PSV Eindhoven, Feyenoord, the Dutch clubs are doing really well. So Liverpool could get Paris Saint-Germain, Benfica, Monaco or Brest. We shouldn't be afraid of any of these teams, but PSG have the firepower to knock Liverpool out. I think the other 3 teams, Liverpool should beat them in 2-legged ties. What was really important to finish in the top 2. So we can't play Barcelona until the final, and we will play every knockout round the second leg at Anfield, which is also crucial. And you might wonder, if we knock out Monaco or Brest or Benfica or PSG, I mean, Liverpool have a 50% chance probably of playing PSG, because PSG will get either Brest or Monaco, and the winner of that tie will play either Barcelona or Liverpool. So I expect PSG to knock Brest or Monaco out. They are just too strong, and they know those French teams very well. And then Liverpool have a 50% 50% chance of getting PSG if they knock their opponents out. But PSG are very inconsistent. They had some shock results in the Champions League this season, but hopefully Liverpool can avoid PSG. Barcelona usually get PSG in the Champions League, so hopefully they will get them. But after, if Liverpool if Liverpool win their round of 16 tie, then we could play Borussia Dortmund, Atalanta, Sporting Bruges, Aston Villa or Lille. Those are the 6 teams that Liverpool could get in the quarterfinals. I expect Liverpool to get maybe Atalanta, Dortmund or Aston Villa. Those are the 3 strongest teams. But Lille have done amazingly. They smashed Feyenoord 6-1 and they sneaked in 8th or 7th place into the top 8. And Aston Villa are a dangerous team. Dortmund are having a shocking season. The team I want to avoid, to be honest, is Atalanta, because last season Atalanta beat Liverpool 3-0 away from home, so they would be very confident. And I mean, Liverpool will be favorites, even against PSG, but against any of these other sides, Liverpool would be massive favorites. And actually, if we get PSG in the round of 16, that could be a harder tie than the team in the quarterfinals. Then in the semifinals, you could get a lot of teams. The most amazing thing is Man City, who qualified as the 22nd placed team, even though I don't think overall, if you look at the whole Champions League campaign of Man City, they didn't really deserve to go through, because they were absolutely shocking for the majority of the Champions League, and yet they sneaked in. Their reward, and I say this in quotations, Man City's reward is Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. What a tie that will be. And that will be in the round of 32, not even in the round of 16. In the round of 32, Man City will have to go to Madrid or Munich in the second leg, because they finished lower than the other 2 teams. And I mean, Celtic also could play Bayern or Real Madrid. And then the winner of the Real Madrid-Man City or the Bayern-Man City tie will play Leverkusen or Atletico Madrid. So Man City got the hardest possible route towards the Champions League. But, you know, with Pep Guardiola and Man City, you never know. They have an incredible squad, and hopefully they will get knocked out by Real Madrid. I want a Real Madrid-Man City game in the round of 16, because I don't like either of those teams. It would be a great spectacle, and Real Madrid knocked Man City out a few times. Man City knocked Real Madrid out as well. And also there could be a Milan-Juventus tie in the round of 32. And then could be an Inter-Juventus or an Inter-Milan tie in the round of 16. Arsenal could also get Juventus or AC Milan. So that will be absolutely spectacular. I'm really looking forward to it. But Arsenal could get lucky and they could get PSV or Feyenoord as well, just like Inter. So there is a lot of permutations and a lot of different things. The most important thing is that Liverpool already earned almost 100 million euros by winning the Champions League phase. We are on 99 million, and we couldn't get to 100 million because we lost to PSV Eindhoven. But the second team, who earned the second most money, earned 9 million less. But Inter earned 90 million, Arsenal, Barcelona 89 million, and you can see the rest as well. And even, Sturm Graz earned 28 million. I think the biggest winners of this are Lille, who actually earned 78 million euros. For Lille, that is a huge amount of money. That must be like half of their entire budget or something crazy like that. And now let's talk about, if you reach the quarterfinals, you get another 12.5 million euros. If you reach the semifinals, you get another 15 million euros. If you reach the final, you get another 18.5 million euros. And the winners will get another 6.5 plus 4 million for taking part in the UEFA Super Cup. So the winners of the Champions League, you get another 10.5 million euros. Aston Villa earning a lot of money is huge as well. The biggest positive for Liverpool, apart from the prize money, is that we could rest most of our first team. My main worry is the left back position. I think Tsimikas should start against Bournemouth, but maybe Robertson will start because he got substituted. But let's see how they train. I wouldn't mind Robertson picking up a small injury because I just fancy Tsimikas more. And of course, Liverpool will play Everton and Bournemouth in the next 2 away games, so maybe Arne Slot will start Robertson in one game and Tsimikas in the other one. And McConnell went up in Arne Slot's estimation, and Chiesa is proving his fitness. That was a big step for Chiesa, and I think Chiesa impressed, even though he wasn't back to his absolutely explosive best, but he's getting there. And Arne Slot says that he will talk to Richard Hughes tomorrow about which young players can go out on loan in the last few days of the January window, but he wants James McConnell to stick around as he was very impressed with him tonight. You might argue there is no point looking at the Liverpool performance too much because this wasn't the full strength Liverpool squad. It was a good chance to see some of those experienced players, but apart from Chiesa, none of them really took their chance, and maybe Gakpo as well. Most of the experienced players were really poor, like Conor Bradley, Tsimikas, Robertson, even Kelleher wasn't covered in glory. And the new left back is desperately needed. I agree with this Liverpool fan because they are saying both Robertson and Tsimikas are pretty tragic options. I wouldn't go as far to say they are tragic. They are just average. They are not world class. They are good players, but they are not great players. And also you can see why Arne Slot maybe hesitates sometimes to play Endo, because if in the Premier League you get bullied like this, Liverpool we lose a few games if Endo loses the ball in their own half. Now let's look at the odds of winning the Champions League. These are like based on 10,000 simulations. Inter and Liverpool are the big favorites right now with 17% chance each to win the Champions League. Arsenal have 16%. Real Madrid are only 7% and Man City 5% because they could play each other. If Real Madrid and Man City avoid each other, their odds go up significantly. Bayern Munich's odds are 3% because they also have a crazy tough route to the final, just like Man City. So Bayern Munich could, if they could get Celtic, then that's fine. But if they get Man City, then it will be very tough for them. Also, the winner of the Bayern Celtic or Bayern Man City tie will have to play Atletico Madrid or Leverkusen. So I think Liverpool are on a kind of an easier side of the draw, looking at some of the other teams who they could get. Liverpool, if we could knock PSG out, I think we could have one hell of a chance of getting to the semi-final, and that should be Liverpool's minimum aim, to get to the semi-final. I really like Jadon Danns a lot. I can see why loaning him out would be a benefit, but with Jota having injury problems, Darwin Nunez's form is up and down. He could be a final substitute on the bench, but maybe loaning him out would benefit his career a little bit more. Let me know what do you think about that in the comments below, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.